Hello. I think it's really exciting that so many people are now connecting with their churches and their communities in new ways through technology, using live streaming or recording a video. I thought it might be helpful to go through a few tips about how to make those videos as engaging as possible. So I'm going to start from scratch, and this isn't so much a technical guide about what technology to use, it's just a way of thinking about how you produce what you're doing in an engaging way. So first of all, it's important to set the scene. Decide where you're going to do your video or your live stream. Try and make sure it's somewhere that looks nice, is appealing. I've decided to come outside today because the natural light is really nice to do things in. But try and make sure there's nothing distracting in the background. Equally, it's better not to just have a blank background. A white wall isn't actually very easy for people to look at. I've got a few props with me today. I've got some flowers just to try and make the scene look nice. If you are perhaps going for a casual video, you might want to use something like a mug on the table. Always looks nice, like you're popping around for coffee with someone. If you're going for an atmosphere where it's a church service that you're doing, you might want to have something that makes it look more sacred and more like you are as near a church as you possibly can be at the moment. So I've got some candles. There are many other things you might want to use, and obviously it goes without saying that health and safety comes first, so you do need to make sure that you're safe and you're not about to set fire to anything, because we've already had that so far, haven't we? The other thing you might want, if you're doing something all age, is perhaps some props that you're going to use, or just something in the scene that gives a bit of an appeal for children. As I say, I'm starting simply, and these are just ideas for things you might like to have in your shot. It's important when you're doing something like this that you keep the light behind the camera. So don't sit in front of a window, even if it looks really lovely. I've got the sun in my eyes right now. It's not very comfortable for me, but hopefully it's more comfortable for you watching it. So keep the sun or the light, the source of light, behind the camera if you can. It's important to try and get the sound right if you can, and have no distractions. So when you're doing it, listen out and think, is there someone shouting in the background? Can I hear a lawnmower? Are the cars too noisy if I'm standing in my garden? I'm wearing a very simple plug-in microphone that goes into my phone. Ordered it on the internet, and it's just clipped up here on my jumper. There are other forms of mic that you can use as well that cut out wind noise. You don't have to have these, but if you haven't got any extra microphone, it's good to check the sound before you do what you're doing, and make sure that you're close enough to the phone or camera in order to be heard, and that there's no sort of distracting noises going on. It's good to try and do something that's not too long. This has already gone on a bit as far as I'm concerned. I would have liked to have finished it by now. If you're doing an act of worship or something that you want people to engage in, don't try and make it the same length it normally would be in church. It's just harder for people to watch things for a long time online, so keep it short and brief. And for that reason, it's good to plan exactly what you're going to do. I've written myself a crib sheet of things I want to say in this video, and I've got it propped up just underneath the phone, just 5 or 6 simple points. If you've got words or liturgy that you're reading out, obviously you might have them in front of you. And the debate is whether you do it live or recorded. There's something about live, people like to join in to watch something live. It's an experience that instantly makes it a bit more engaging. But if you do something recorded, you've got the chance to maybe make it a bit more polished, to make sure that you get your words right if you're really keen to do that, and perhaps draw in other people. And you can do a simple edit in iMovie or other software that you can download on the internet, and I'll do more on that in the weeks ahead. But for the moment, the main thing I wanted to say is have fun doing this, have a go, see what you can do, and just cut your cloth accordingly, as in use what resources you've got, use what time you've got, and don't try and do more than you feel comfortable with. But all the best. I hope it goes really well, and I look forward to seeing the results of what you're doing at the moment.